Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching today. And today's topic is 3 principles for referral sales. 3 principles for referral sales. Something to keep on thinking about, because almost daily I'm saying this to agents, is that this business is one of the simplest and hardest sales job or careers there is. But the process, the blueprint, the principles are very, very simple to understand and believe. It's just the execution of doing this. And some people do have a little innate skills, innate ways to communicate and connect with people that help out a little bit more. There's certain people that just connect with people, just their personalities, their mannerisms. They're trustworthy people, right? There's certain people you meet them for the first time that, I would love to do business with that person, whatever business they're in. And then there's some people that takes you a while to build that trust. So before I skip to that, let me go over those 3 principles of referral sales. And referrals is that when someone is a client of yours, or a future client of yours, or a past client of yours, they're always a referral source. So if you refer to a past or present client, or past, present, or future client, in my head, I think of those are people that have bought or sold with you. They're either buying or sell with you soon, right now, they're trying to, or in the future, maybe 3 or 4 years from now, they said, hey, I'm going to buy a house through you in a couple of years, or sell my house with you a couple of years, or someone that you bought or sold the house with last week, last month, last year, 5 years ago. But all of those people, no matter where they're in the timeline, can bring you referrals. So here are a few things to remind yourself when you communicate with these people. There's 3 basic principles. 1, they need to know who you are. You have to remind them of who you are, because sometimes some people, the National Association of Realtors statistic is that when people buy or sell their next home, or when they're in this house they own and they sell it, and they bought it maybe 7-10 years ago, only like 5, not even 5% of them use the same agent. And when they get to that point, if they ask them, very, very small percent don't even know who they are. They forgot who's the agent that helped them. So you need to remind them who you are. So past clients, I keep reminding them for years, hey, I'm the one who sold your house. Hey, I'm the one who sold your house. Hey, I'm the one who sold your house. And for the people that are looking in the future, 3 years, 5 years from now, I said, yeah, remember, I'm the agent you want to use. Remember, I'm the agent you want to use. But in different, different ways of saying that to them and showing them that. So they need to, you need to remind them who you are. Second, you need to remind them what you do and what you specialize in. Just telling them you're an agent doesn't make them want to do business with you. So many agents just go, hey, I'm on social media. Well, you're on social media what? You're telling, people on social media know I'm an agent. But are you asking for business? Are you asking for what are they doing with the buying or selling now or in the future? Are you asking them for referrals? Are you open for business? Do they know that you're open for business? Or they just think you're in real estate and that's it? So you got to make sure they know what you do in aspect. You're actively looking for more clients today. So actively, you should be on your social media, actively when you reach out to your sphere of influence and prospecting and connecting with people, reminding people, hey, by the way, I'm open for your referrals. I'm looking for more buyers and sellers. I sold all my listings. I'm looking for more inventory. So many ways to say it and show it that you're open for business, open for referrals, and looking for more clients. 3, and last, is make sure they trust you. How do you show that? So how do you show and build that trust is communication and communicating with people. People are not going to trust you if they never have a conversation with you. If you keep on just emailing people, or mailing them things, or leaving occasional voicemail message, until you actually break through and have some conversations with them about real estate and connecting with you as a person and as a realtor, they're not going to build trust with you just because you have your name and I'm a realtor and you're on their social media. They're not going to automatically trust you. So you got to communicate with them. Also, subliminally, or not as direct as that, show them through your ads, through your social network, that you are a successful realtor. Testimonials, sending out mailers once a quarter, once a year, showing them all the houses you sold and what areas you service, and telling them what's happening in the market, and showing them market updates once a month, once a quarter, once a year, twice a year, showing them that you know what's going on in the market and you are the market expert. So there's so many different ways to build that trust, but you have to build it. Those are the three principles to ask to get to that point where they're going to give you referrals, get to the point where you could ask for referrals and they'll give you names, and then keep in mind for the future for them personally. So here's a couple things you can do to keep those three things in mind, some physical things to do. So very simple formula, very simple. One, you got to call everybody once a quarter. So depending upon how many calls you make in a day, depends upon how many people are in your sphere. So example, if you made 10 calls a day, there's 20 days in a month. It's 200 calls. So 200 calls, so 20 working days, Monday through Friday, we'll say. 10 calls a day, 20 a month, that's 200 calls. You do that every 3 months. There's 600 people that you will churn every 3 months in calls. So you should have 600 people in your database. If you want to make 10 calls a day, if you want to make 20 calls a day, on average, or 40, you want to make 20 calls a day, or double it up, every month, if it catch up, if you don't make 20, make 30 tomorrow. So if you want to make 20 calls a day, then you just up that 1,200 people in your database. Now, if you have 1,200 people that you're actively trying to call every 3 months and build a relationship, have their phone number, have information for them, and the 1,200 people that haven't told you or screamed at you to not call them, you will have so much business you won't even know what to do with if you consistently do the system. So again, 1 call a quarter, mail once a quarter. I know with the cost, depending upon how many people are in your database and the cost of mail, you might do that twice a year. Birthdays, holidays, and Happy New Year. If you want to do it, some agents just make it very simple. Happy New Year, Happy 4th of July. Right in the middle of the year. Can't beat that. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great New Year's and wish you the best for the year. And then followed up with a phone call. Hey, did you get my card? Wishing you Happy New Year. 4th of July, middle of the year. How's your summer going? How was your 4th of July? I hope you had a great one. Send it after 4th of July. Followed up with the phone call. How was your holiday? How's your summer going so far? And third, email once a month. Have an email campaign once a month. Market updates, things happen in real estate, interest rates, so many different things that you could do for that. And then 4, a client appreciation party. Once a year, twice a year. It doesn't have to be expensive. And the invitation to invite them, getting an invitation, a written invitation from you, inviting them to be in front of you, face to face, treating them to hamburger, hot dogs, pizza, doesn't matter what it is, that it's weight in gold. And the percentage of people, maybe, my experience over 20 years of having events and things, not as many since COVID, but before that, it's like a 20%. When you're inviting hundreds of people, you're getting 20% maybe showing up to these events. Again, when you have when you're first starting and inviting 10 people, 20 people, you might get 10 people and their spouses, or I mean, if their spouses are 10, clients, but if you keep it down to a minimum, and as you do them, you'll start getting a system down for it. And which, I mean, how many people will say they're coming? How many people won't show up, even though they said they're coming? And you'll be able to limit the costs, limit the loss, limit, again, doing events, knowing, well, making sure, you don't spend too much money on fancy things that's going to go bad. They can't use the next day or give to family or friends. And, I'm going to get so much food. It's going to feed. I got 50 people coming, but I'm going to get 100 people, 100 food for 100, just so we don't run out of food and find out that 25 showed up and now you got 75 people for 75 more than showed up. You'll get your feel for these things. So there's going to be a learning curve to having a client appreciation party. But the key to that is that you're actually inviting them. Could be at your home, could be at your party center, a restaurant, a bowling alley, could be anywhere, could be a movie theater, a movie night. There's different things that you can do if you have a budget. Now, remember, if you have a budget, if you just take X amount out of every commission check, knowing that you're going to pay for these people. Example, if you made $5,000 on a commission check and you want to have invite them over the next 10 years of events, and you're spending $20 a person. I mean, I'm just throwing out numbers. So $20 a person, food or whatever. And for 10 years is $200. So if you take $200 out of that check and put it aside, and even throw in some mailings, some mailers, you go, okay, for 10 years, I'm just going to send out 2 things a year. It's going to cost me, say, $5 a year or the mail stuff, say $10 a year. So you take $10 out and round it up to 20 if you want to send them a couple things, a year. I'll say 10. And the next 10 years, it's $100. So you put $300, $200 aside, $200 for the event once a year for 10 years, and then $10 a year for mailers. There's $300 in an account, in your marketing, in your follow-up account, out of a check for $5,000. And then you do that on every single person, and every single sale, that account gets up, and where you'll have the money. It sounds like a lot of money when you don't put that money aside, but it's very easy to put that money aside in a marketing, because you're a business. What do businesses do? What do companies do? They take money out of their gross sales, and before they take profit, they pay their bills, and before they take their profit and take the money, they put money aside for marketing and things to grow their business. That's what you have to do too on every check. I know 90% or more of realtors don't do that. But any agent says, I can't afford a client appreciation party. You can if you started now. Every client this year, and then it could be 5 people, could be 10 people, could be 20 people. And sometimes agents said, well, if I have a client appreciation party, only 5 people showed up, just let them know that it's just for people this year. You didn't invite people from last year, or you just invited people half the year. You could explain to them that you didn't invite 10 years of business because you just started this new VIP client appreciation party. So hopefully that made some sense. So the 3 key principles. I know I went off topic there, of course, like always, but I would love to train. This video, I know went long, 3 times longer than I wanted to, but I could go on for hours of ideas and things. But please reach out to me, call, text me, email me anytime, and we'll go over this in detail, brainstorm on ideas on what you can do to get referrals and have a system to do it. All right. Have a wonderful Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow on Friday. Bye-bye.